Hey LS11 Universe, it's Xander and welcome back to WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. Welcome back to Impact Wrestling. We are 2 weeks out from Impact Destination X, the Ultimate X show in which Mustafa Ali will be invoking Option C to challenge this man, Samoa Joe, for the X Division Championship, for the Impact World Championship, excuse me. Samoa Joe marching down to the ring tonight. This is the first time we're seeing him since Ali attacked him a couple of weeks ago at Rebellion. Samoa Joe slides in the ring. Let's hear from the Impact World Champion, shall we? I've said this a lot and I'll say it all again, just a different name, same thing, different name. Mustafa Ali, you have put yourself into a world of hurt, my friend, because you have done the same thing that many people have made the big error of doing in the last few months. You have decided to set your sights on Samoa Joe and the Impact World Championship. And so now, you're 14 days away from a sanctioned ass beating. But if you're looking for a fight, and this goes to anyone back behind those curtains, if you're looking for a fight, Samoa Joe's right here. I'm ready for a fight. Oh, wait a minute. That music only means it's the Peacock. Dalton Castle's here. Where'd the curtain come from? Good Lord, Dalton Castle is here. He fights to crown the first ever LS11 Ring of Honor World Champion this weekend at Super Card of Honor. Samoa Joe! You seem to be forgetting something. You're going to be defending that title on my home turf this weekend. You are fighting Colt Cabana for that Impact World title this weekend. So really, standing in the midst of this 20 by 20 is one man who will walk out of Super Card of Honor as a world champion, and the other is a very silly goose. Because for those of you not aware who I am the Peacock, Dalton Castle, and I am your next Ring of Honor World Champion. Well, Dalton, how about you get in this ring and we go ahead and have a fight? See, I would, but Joe, you silly, silly goose. You've got your own problems to deal with. They aren't me. Well, look out! Brian Cage! Cage wasn't pinned at Rebellion, and now he's going after Samoa Joe with a power bomb. And Brian Cage scooping Joe up on his shoulders with an F5. Well, Dalton Castle's gotten his suit off, ready to fight. Wait a minute! There's Colt Cabana. He challenges Samoa Joe in 2 nights at Super Card of Honor for the Impact World title. He's running down to make the save. Gentlemen, settle down, please. I've had an idea. Dalton, Colt, since you two have been so kind as to join us tonight, how about tonight, in the main event of Impact Wrestling, we have a huge cross-promotion tag team matchup. Samoa Joe and Colt Cabana against Dalton Castle and Brian Cage. Well, a huge main event now made by our general manager Kurt Angle, but we're going to move on to the first matchup of the night, our second X Division Championship qualifying matchup. As Chris Sabin makes his way to the ring. Last week, Alan Angels qualified when he defeated Josh Alexander at the North. This week, it is Chris Sabin versus KUSHIDA, and next week it will be Speedball Mike Bailey versus Eric Young, and the winners of those 3 matches go on to a triple threat matchup at Ultimate X in 2 weeks' time to crown our next X Division champion. So Chris Sabin makes his way to the ring. Former X Division champion ended up losing it to Mustafa Ali a few weeks ago at Rebellion, and now tonight he gets one step closer to trying to get back. But he's got to go through a mutual tag partner, the tag team partner of his tag team partner, one half of the Time Splitters and 1/3 of Time Machine. He's got to get through KUSHIDA. KUSHIDA, who is very close to New Japan Dominion, where he will challenge Kenta for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. But tonight, KUSHIDA is going to go one-on-one with Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin, a former Impact World Champion in his own right, has not held the title in LS11 Impact, though. Typically, those are the reigns we look back on for LS11 Impact and shows of the sort. So KUSHIDA makes his way to the ring. So it's Sabin and KUSHIDA one-on-one without any further ado. Here we go. It's our first matchup of the evening. We got a huge night ahead of us as KUSHIDA kicks Sabin in the ribs, and KUSHIDA into a suplex there. Hammerlock suplex, sort of. Kicks him in the back now. KUSHIDA's got him down. KUSHIDA going up to the top rope. KUSHIDA perched up high. Went for a double axe handle. Sabin out of the way. Sabin gets caught with an arm drag. KUSHIDA with a drop kick to the head. KUSHIDA went for a kick. Sabin gets caught, and now KUSHIDA went for a neck breaker. Sabin countered. Sabin, went for the ropes. KUSHIDA caught him. KUSHIDA goes for a German. Sabin counters. Sabin off the ropes. KUSHIDA counters. Counter for counter with these two right now. Sabin gets knocked back. KUSHIDA pulls him in, and KUSHIDA snaps the arm. Taking him down now, and Sabin goes down to the mat. KUSHIDA working over the arm, potentially going to set him up to soften up for the hoverboard lock. KUSHIDA's got a hold of him now. Sabin getting up to his feet, though. Sabin sweeps the leg, and a shooting star from Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin now taking him down. Sabin, forearm strike, knocks KUSHIDA off of his feet, and now Chris Sabin getting KUSHIDA back up. There's a chop. Knocks back KUSHIDA, and KUSHIDA with the former X Division champion over the top rope. Out to the floor he goes. KUSHIDA right on his heels, though. There's a kick to turn him over, and now Sabin's in trouble. KUSHIDA knocked back with an elbow. And a drop kick from Chris Sabin. We got a huge night ahead of us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So many matches going down. We'll be seeing FTR in action up next. They'll be taking on the Mighty Don't Kneel. The Impact Tag Team Champions finally back in action after taking time away to work in AEW. Killer Kelly will make her on-screen debut later tonight as well. James Storm gets one step closer to Matt Cardona when he takes on Brian Myers. And of course, the main event just made between Samoa Joe and Colt Cabana against Dalton Castle and Brian Cage as Chris Sabin gets out of the way. KUSHIDA's back elbow attempt. Sabin kicks him in the ribs now, and Chris Sabin pops him up, lifts him up, drives him into the mat. Sabin taking things into overdrive right now. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out from KUSHIDA. KUSHIDA getting the shoulders up there. Sabin with a kick takes him down into another standing shooting star. Sabin takes down KUSHIDA now, getting him back up to his feet, and Sabin goes for a chop. KUSHIDA grabs onto him, and KUSHIDA slams him face first with a flatliner into a cover on Sabin. 1, kick out. And now, KUSHIDA might be looking for that fastball. Sabin out of the way. Sabin catches him for cradle shock. 1, 2, 3. Chris Sabin is the next man going to the Ultimate X show. Sabin and Angels, the first two men in the X Division Championship matchup. We'll find out next week if Eric Young or Speedball Mike Bailey will be the third. Hell of an opening contest there between Chris Sabin and KUSHIDA, though. Those two absolutely tore it down. And Chris Sabin looks to get one step closer to taking back the championship that many say he shouldn't have lost after after Ali cheated to beat him for it. A huge win there for Chris Sabin. We got plenty more coming up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. FTR will be in action against the Mighty Don't Kneel up next. But before that, we're going to go backstage. Matt Cardona going to talk up Joe Hendry. I've been told there's some breaking news between those two coming up. You wanted to see me, boss? Yeah, Joe, I got some good news for you, man. Look, now, I know you've got this big title match coming up in 2 days at Super Card of Honor. I know you're really focused on Powerhouse Hobbs. He's a big dude. He's a tough dude. I know that. And so I wanted to let you know, I know your flight leaves tonight. I pulled some strings, and I got a last-minute ticket. I'm coming with you to Texas, and I'm going to be in your corner against Powerhouse on Saturday. Matt, that's not necessary. I can handle him alone. No, I insist, Joe. You're my #1 brand endorser. You've helped me out of a lot of sticky situations. It's time for you to get your own championship and move up to the rank of major player. I mean, after all, you need my help. Okay, and what about James Storm? Don't worry about him. I can handle him myself. Isn't that a bit contradictory? No. Because don't forget, I'm the major player. You're the brand endorser. So remember your role. See you on Saturday. It's time to move on to some tag team action up next, folks. As here come the Mighty Don't Kneel, who are one of the top-ranked teams in Impact right now, which gives some credit where it's due. 2 of the top-ranked teams broke up last week. Shane Haste and Mikey Nicholls are former LS11 Impact Tag Team Champions, so don't take that away from them. They were the first LS11 Impact Tag Team Champions. Granted, they lost the titles at Bound for Glory to the Motor City Machine Guns. So Shane Haste and Mikey Nicholls making their way to the ring. Like clockwork, I only know how to record when that thing's about to turn over. So Haste and Nicholls make their way to the ring. They're going to go head-to-head with the double champs, the Impact and AEW Tag Team Champions. And who knows when they're going to try and add more gold to that list. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, wearing the Impact Tag Team titles tonight. The Impact Tag Team Champions marching down to the ring. They have a huge title defense next weekend at AEW Revolution for those AEW Tag Team titles. Those will be defended against the Guns of the Pride, Austin and Colton Gunn. But right now, they're going to look to show what they're made of tonight when they take on the Mighty Don't Kneel. So Dax and Cash looking to storm their way to a win the same way they did in their Impact debuts. So without any further ado, it is Mikey Nicholls and Dax Harwood starting it off. Dax throws a punch, but Nicholls caught him, and Nicholls pops him up and throws him across the ring. And now Nicholls grabs onto him, pulls him in, and Mikey Nicholls with a right hook takes him down. Grabs the arm and slams it down again. Grabs onto him now, getting Dax back up to his feet. Grabs onto Harwood, and Nicholls now with Harwood, taking him towards the corner. And now pulls back on the arm. Dax Harwood is down. And Dax counters into an elbow strike. Harwood went for a clothesline. German suplex connects from Mikey Nicholls. And now into a cover. One kick out. So to break the fourth wall for a moment, I pushed myself at the gym while lifting weights really hard today. There might be a botched kick out on this show if I'm playing as, depending on who I'm playing as Nicholls knocks back Harwood. Normally you can hear me rapidly tap. I can barely tap the button 2 times a second at this point. He turns him upside down. Mikey Nicholls going after Dax. Oh, Dax kicks him in the head now, and Dax Harwood goes to run at him with a shoulder block. Oh, there's a clothesline. That one floored Nicholls. And now Harwood getting him back up to his feet, and Dax Harwood Sending Mikey Nichols into the corner. Sends him towards the corner of FTR. Grabs onto him. Spins him around. Tag made. Cash Wheeler's in. And Dax throws him down onto Cash's knee to take him down. Cash now getting him up to his feet, and Cash kicks him in the ribs, and again, Cash Wheeler fires away, knocks him back, throws a super kick, throws another one. Nichols ducks both of them. Mikey Nichols swings him around now, big clothesline of his own, taking him down, and now Nichols gets kicked in the ribs, and again, Wheeler firing away on it, knocks him back. Cash Wheeler runs him down, and a knee strike connects. Cash Wheeler taking him down now, and Cash gets Nichols back up to his feet. Cash Wheeler grabs onto him, taking him back into the corner. Goes for another tag to Dax, but nah. Nichols finds the counter, and now Mikey Nichols gets him up. Suplex takes him down. Getting him back up to his feet now, Mikey Nichols. Enziguri flooring Cash Wheeler. Getting him back up to his feet. Into a huge clothesline. Tag made. Shane Haste is back in. And now Shane Haste. They're going to come off the ropes. Went for a kick. Cash found the counter. And Cash Wheeler with a clothesline. Flooring Shane Haste. Kicks him in the back now. And Haste getting him back up to his feet. Shane Haste goes for him. Counter. Cash Wheeler scoops him up on his shoulders. Drives him into a backbreaker. And now Wheeler grabs onto Haste, launches him into the corner, or towards the corner of FTR. And now he grabs him, slams him into the corner. Tag made to Dax, and FTR gonna look to send him packing with Big Rig. Cover by Dax. 1, 2, it's saved by Nichols. And Dax throws a clothesline at Nichols, knocks him back. Dax Harwood, spine buster. And now he grabs the legs of Shane Haste and turns him over into a knee bar. Knee bar is in from Dax Harwood. Will he be able to make Shane Haste tap out here? Dax Harwood has got it in. Dax gets kicked by Shane Haste. And now Shane Haste firing away with right hooks. Knocks him down, and Shane Haste takes him down. Haste getting Harwood back up to his feet. Pulls him in, and Shane Haste gets him up. Sit-out powerbomb to one half of the champions. Harwood could be in trouble here. Cover. 1, 2. Saved by Cash Wheeler. Oh, and Mikey Nichols looking to take him out. Nichols dumps Wheeler out of the ring. And Wheeler hanging on, though, gets back up to his feet. Shane Haste goes for a right hook. Dax counters. Dax gets caught and knocked back. Shane Haste counters now, and Haste grabs onto him, scoops him up on his shoulders. Dax counters. Dax. Harwood takes him down into a jackknife cover. 1, 2, no. Impressive jackknife cover attempt there by Dax. And now Dax Harwood with a running headbutt. Grabs onto Shane Haste again and goes right back in, rolls him through back into that knee bar. And this time it could be all over. This time Shane Haste might not have anywhere to go. Mikey Nichols trying to make the save. Nichols is right there. Shane Haste is in trouble. And Dax Harwood grabs onto Mikey Nichols, launches him off the ropes. Chop block! And now he grabs Shane Haste, and Dax. No, Haste kicks out the knees. Goes for a right hook. Dax counters, and Dax pulls him in. Going for the pile driver. Gets caught with a back body drop. And now Shane Haste is going up to the top. Shane Haste. Oh! Shooting star press. 1, 2. Saved by Cash Wheeler. The Mighty nearly beat FTR. What an upset that would have been. Dax grabs onto Shane, rolls him through again. Another cover. 1, 2, 3. FTR get the win. FTR score the win. Huge win there. The AEW and Impact Tag Team Champions with the victory. Will they still be AEW Tag Team Champions next weekend, though? Big win there. FTR get the win, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, Killer Kelly makes her on-screen Impact debut, other than dark matches. So it's time to move into some singles action as here comes Tasha Steelz to the ring. Tasha Steelz making her way to the ring, set for singles action against the debuting Killer Kelly tonight. It'll be an interesting matchup here. Tasha Steelz makes her way to the ring, but ladies and gentlemen, I've been hyping it up all night. Here comes Killer Kelly to the ring. Killer Kelly is a name that many have waited to see join the LS11 Knockouts division, and here she is. This is a dangerous, dangerous woman, a woman that you would not want to cross paths with if you could help it. Killer Kelly making her way to the ring. I know it's not the most accurate looking version of her, but the more accurate looking version of her didn't even look that great. I might go in and change the hair myself at some point just to make it a little more accurate. So Killer Kelly's made her way to the ring. Tasha Steelz and Killer Kelly one-on-one without any further ado. Here we go. Steelz with a jab to the gut, circling Kelly, who grabs onto her, and Killer Kelly suplex, puts her down in the middle of the ring. Grabs onto her again, and a knee to the face. Tasha Steelz goes down. Killer Kelly grabs onto her. Neck breaker. Grabs onto her now, and Tasha Steelz sweeping the leg. Kicks her down. Tasha Steelz taking her down. Killer Kelly swings through and sweeps the leg. And now Kelly with a stomp, knocking her down. Kicks her down. Grabs the arm. Pulls it back. And takes her down. And now Killer Kelly with a right hook, knocking back Tasha Steelz, who counters. Tasha Steelz, snapmare, takes her down, comes off the ropes. Steelz, drop kick across the head of Kelly. Taking her down now, grabs onto her. Tasha Steelz getting Killer Kelly back up to her feet. Gets kicked in the ribs now, and Killer Kelly blocks the punch from Steelz, shoves her back twice. Tasha gets her down with an arm drag. And now Steelz kicks her in the leg, turns her over. No! Killer Kelly manages to push away. And now Kelly kicks her and turns her over. Kelly grabs Steelz into an armbar. Armbar is in on Tasha. Will Steelz tap out early on here? Killer Kelly's got it in tight. Steelz rolls through, grabs onto her, and swings through, taking her down. Gets caught now, and Killer Kelly gets her up to her shoulders. Tasha Steelz slides out of it, takes her down with a reverse DDT. And now a kick to the back. And again, gonna kick her in the back again. Killer Kelly goes down. Tasha Steelz rushes at her. Killer Kelly grabs her, launches her into the corner. And now Killer Kelly with a kick knocks Tasha Steelz down in the corner. Oh, a hesitation drop kick. Floors her into a cover now. 1, 2, kick out from Tasha. Grabs onto her now. Killer Kelly with Tasha Steelz. Takes her towards the center of the ring. Turns her over. Going for... Oh, what's she thinking here? She grabs one arm, She grabs the other. She's going back. Surfboard stretch. Into a dragon sleeper. Tasha Steelz is fighting with all of her might here. Trying to get out of it is Tasha Steelz. But Killer Kelly wrenching back in on her. Kelly could have her right where she wants her. Killer Kelly. Tasha Steelz is fading. You can see Kelly putting even more torque on it. Tasha Steelz taps out. And Killer Kelly gets the win. A dominant victory there for Killer Kelly. Big win there, Killer Kelly. The Knockouts division has been put on notice with this arrival, ladies and gentlemen. That is about halfway through our show now, but Jay White up next is Jay White's up next. We're gonna hear from the leader of Bullet Club. You know, many people are asking me, Switchblade, why would you get rid of the Good Brothers? You won at Rebellion. Well, it's not about winning, it's about sending a message. Bullet Club's no place for weakness. And right now, Bullet Club is stronger than ever. And with the dead weight gone, we're about to take over Impact. Take over Impact, huh? Well, if you really want to run your mouth, how about I be your first challenge? We got a TV special in 2 weeks. Seems like a good place for Switchblade versus Wrestling God, right? See you there if you ain't too much of a little bitch. We're gonna move into some more singles action up next, ladies and gentlemen, as here comes the most professional wrestler, Brian Myers, to the ring. Brian Myers making his way down to the ring. The most professional wrestler set to do battle here, set to represent the major players, looking to weaken Matt Cardona's opponent a little bit before Ultimate X in a couple weeks' time, where Matt Cardona will be locked inside of a steel cage with the Cowboy James Storm over the X Division Championship. This is our second to last matchup of the night. But Brian Myers making his way to the ring. And now here he comes. Here comes Cowboy James Storm to the ring. He's got a date with Destiny when it comes to Matt Cardona. 2 weeks from tonight, he will be locked inside a steel cage at Ultimate X. Lethal lockdown, if you will, for the Digital Media Championship. He's an Impact original, and Matt Cardona has been trying to make a name out of beating those lately. Look back, he's beat Abyss, he's beat Christopher Daniels, just to name a few. He looks to add James Storm to that list next. Now, Rhino's another big name he beat that was I'd consider an Impact original at this point. Rhino was around right when it all started. James Storm could be considered one of the big bosses for Cardona to get through, although, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's one person out there that might be somehow, some way, just a little worse, a little more of a final boss of Impact Originals if Matt Cardona can get past James Storm. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure you could all spell it out. As it is Brian Myers and James Storm. Here comes Brian Myers. Last call! 1, 2, 3. Wasted no time, did James Storm. That bell rung, Myers rushed at him, and you'll see it here in a replay, hopefully. Boom! Off the jaw with the last call super kick. And Brian Myers was out like a light. And that got the 1, 2, 3. James Storm scoring the win. Cowboy James Storm knocks off Brian Myers. Sends a message, a clear message, to Matt Cardona. Main event's coming up, but we hear from Eric Young before that. In 7 nights, I go to battle with Speedball Mike Bailey and look to punch my ticket to glory. When I end the Speedball, I become one step closer to a date with Destiny and an Ultimate X. Insanity completes our mission to conquer Impact Wrestling. Soon, gold runs through Insanity, and Impact will be lost in the madness. Because Insanity brings violence, and violence breeds insanity. Let this be a warning. Speedball Mike Bailey. Fear what comes next week. Chris Sabin. Alan Angels. 2 weeks from now, you will meet your end. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. A huge tag team match is incoming. Here comes Dalton Castle. The Peacock is here. This is going to be the first time we get to witness and experience Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle making his way to the ring. The Peacock made an impactful arrival tonight to Impact Wrestling, where he made sure to stake his claim, essentially, to being the true world champion of the LS11 Universe. He doesn't even have the gold yet. He's got to get through Roosh at Super Card of Honor this weekend. But I mean, just look at this guy. I mean, what really baffles me is, like, I don't even get a minute to digest this. Like, I have to keep commentating for all of you. I don't even get to digest what I've just seen. This man is... This is an experience. And his tag team partner's a machine. Brian Cage, the Machine, out next. Brian Cage making his way to the ring, the Machine. He made sure to try and state his claim earlier tonight. He was not pinned in the Impact World title match a couple weeks ago at Rebellion. It was Moose who ultimately took the pin after a second muscle buster. But Brian Cage now tonight teams up with Dalton Castle. This is... Talk about tag teams you never really expected. Brian Cage and Dalton Castle is one that comes to mind here. So Brian Cage makes his way to the ring. So Brian Cage and Dalton Castle have made their way to the ring. Here comes Colt Boom Boom Cabana to the ring. The man who, I mean, crazier things have happened in LS11 Universe. This man could be Impact World Champion this weekend. He challenges Samoa Joe for the Impact World title at Super Card of Honor. It could happen. Now, I can neither confirm if it would be a good thing or a bad thing. If it happened, all I'm saying is, it could happen. Colt Cabana could become the Impact World Champion in 48 hours. And now tonight, Here he is on Impact Wrestling for the first time ever in the LS11 Universe. It's been a little while since we've seen Colt Cabana. But he is here, and he's got a hell of a tag team partner to back him up. Because he's going to be backed up by the Impact World Champion. Here comes Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe marching down to the ring. The Impact Champ is here. Joe marches down. He's got reason to want to kick the ass of everybody in this ring, his own tag team partner included. But Samoa Joe has arrived. So Joe and Cabana versus Castle and Cage. It's about to go down, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Castle is going to start this off with Colt Cabana. Here we go. The Ring of Honor guys starting it off. Castle with a chop knocks him back, and Dalton Castle throws him into the corner. Castle scoops up Colt Cabana, puts him in the ropes, punches him in the back, and again knocking him back, and Dalton Castle, running knee strike, takes him down. Cabana goes down on the outside, and Samoa Joe telling Cabana, get back in here and tag me then. Oh, bro. Dalton Castle tried to take a cheap shot on Joe, and now Samoa Joe going after the Peacock. Dalton Castle and Samoa Joe going at it. Samoa Joe lighting up Castle. Launches him over the top rope. Grabs onto him, right hand. And now Joe follows Dalton to the outside. Samoa Joe. Back body drop onto the apron. Gets him back up to his feet now, and Joe grabs onto Dalton Castle and launches him into the steel ring barrier. And again, Samoa Joe targeting the back of Dalton Castle. Remember, Dalton Castle broke his back several years ago wrestling in Ring of Honor. And Samoa Joe using that weak point to his advantage right now. 5 count, and you know someone who's going to be loving this is El Toro Blanco Rouge. Here we go. Joe and Cage rushing at each other. Cage scoops him up, and Brian Cage with Samoa Joe. He launches the Impact World Champion. And now Brian Cage going up to the top rope. Samoa Joe crawling towards Colt Cabana. Brian Cage telling him to get up, and Brian Cage, oh, went for a clothesline. Samoa Joe pulls him in. And oh, goes for revenge for what Cage did to him earlier. Goes for the powerbomb. Brian Cage rolls him through. 1. No, Samoa Joe kicks out. Samoa Joe catches the leg of the machine, rolls him through. And now Joe, oh, gets caught with a drop toe hold. These two behemoths clashing right now. Joe pushes him back. Tag made to Colt Cabana. And here comes Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle chops Colt Cabana and knocks him back, and Colt Cabana trying to fight free. Dalton Castle grabs onto him, and Dalton, oh, an enziguri, sends him over the top. Here we go. Peacock flies. Hurricane Rana takes down Colt Cabana. And now Dalton Castle into an armbar on the floor. Colt Cabana rolls it through, punches him in the head, and again. Into a running clothesline. Manages to knock Castle back into that barrier. Castle gets out of the way. And rolls him through with a leg sweep. Big forearm connects. We're at the count of 6 right now. 7. As Cabana gets thrown back in, Castle follows him. Dalton Castle pulls him in, and Dalton Castle, back body drop. Cover on Cabana. 1, no, Colt kicks out. He grabs onto him now. Oh, Colt with an elbow strike. And now Colt Cabana goes for a clothesline, tries to shove him back, and Dalton Castle with an overhead belly to belly. Oh, Colt Cabana slides free. And now Cabana tags in Samoa Joe, and it's time for the Impact Champ to step in. Oh, a senton onto the back of Dalton Castle. He wipes out Brian Cage again. Castle takes him down. And Dalton Castle gonna punch Samoa Joe in the head. Cover. Samoa Joe kicks out. And now Joe, pulled in by Castle, who punches him in the face, and Dalton Castle floors Samoa Joe. Tag made to Brian Cage. Samoa Joe goes for a clothesline. Chops Brian Cage in the back. Knocks him back now, and Samoa Joe throws a punch. Brian Cage dodges it. Flatliner from Brian, or an STO from Brian Cage. And now Cage picks up the Impact Champ and launches him into the corner. Joe rolls out of the way. Joe with a jab. Samoa Joe throws a jab. Cage dodges it. And now Brian Cage. Oh, Samoa Joe floors him. And Samoa Joe grabs onto Brian Cage now and launches him into the corner. Joe goes for a tag counter. Brian Cage grabs onto him. Brian Cage. Whoa, look at that! Brian Cage took down Samoa Joe. Cage now getting up, and Brian Cage goes for a roundhouse. Samoa Joe kicks him in the ribs. Huge rocket kick from Joe. And now Samoa Joe grabs onto Brian Cage, and he's going to take the machine. Launches him into the corner, and Joe gets ready to launch himself at Brian Cage again. Here we go, Joe. Oh, an elbow into an enziguri. Takes him down. Almost looking at Castle as if, you want some. And now Samoa Joe getting Brian Cage back to his feet. There's a chop. Jabs him. Knocks him back off the ropes, and Joe sends Cage off the ropes. Pops him up. Overhead suplex takes him down. And now Joe looks at Dalton Castle and says, you want some? You want to call yourself a champion? You get in here. Joe wants Dalton Castle in this ring. And he grabs Brian Cage now, and Samoa Joe slams him into the corner as if he's challenging him. Weapon X from Brian Cage, though. Joe taking too much time being distracted by Dalton Castle. Brian Cage nearly pins him. Samoa Joe's not been pinned since his arrival to Impact Wrestling in LS11 Universe. Joe's not been pinned in almost a year now. I'd just like to acknowledge that last time Samoa Joe was pinned in his LS11 career was SummerSlam last season. As now's Joe off the rope. Senton to the machine. And now Joe taking him down. Brian Cage fights back up to his feet. And Cage, oh, thought he might have been going for Drill Claw. Samoa Joe clotheslines him. And now Joe grabs Brian Cage, and Joe launches him out of the ring. Samoa Joe now slides out of the ring, and Joe, here we go. Here comes Samoa Joe. Whoa, what the? The referee too busy counting out Brian Cage on the other side of the ring. Mustafa Ali just cracked Joe over the skull with his Impact World title. And now he sends Joe into the barricade, and Mustafa Ali sends Joe back in the ring. Castle's tagged himself back in. Brian Cage crawled back in while Ali was assaulting Joe, and Dalton Castle with Bangarang. No way. 1, 2, 3. Dalton Castle is officially the first man to pin Samoa Joe in nearly a full calendar year. Ali cracked Joe over the head with the Impact World title, and that softened him up enough for Castle to hit Bangarang. Dalton Castle, 2 nights before fighting for the Ring of Honor Championship, just pinned the AEW, or the Impact World Champion. My brain is in a million places. Thank you all for watching tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow for SmackDown and Saturday for Supercard of Honor. I've been Xander, and that was Universe.